Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Rosa Maria. Today I have a very quick and easy sewing project for beginners, which there is no pockets, there is no zipper. All you require is 2 pieces of fabric. And this is a cute handbag that we are going to learn how to make. It's cute and very, very simple, as I said. So grab all your materials and your tools and let's get started on this project. Materials and tools you're going to be using for this project is, of course, you're going to select the lining fabric of your choice, fabric, as I call it, the outer fabric of your choice, and also you're going to be using a bone folder, a friction pen. You can use either a rotary cutter or a pair of scissors, some sewing pins, fabric clips, coordinating thread, and also a ruler of your choice. So now you need to cut your fabric materials. So you're going to be cutting, of course, 1 piece of your outer fabric and 1 piece for your lining. And you're going to cut both of these sizes the same length. So you're going to be cutting 90 centimeters by 40 centimeters. And if you're using inches, you're going to be using 35 inches and 7/16 inches by 15 3/4 inches. So remember, 1 piece for lining, 1 piece for the outer fabric. And then the last thing is you're going to cut out your handle. So your handle piece you're going to cut out is 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters. Using inches is 4 11/16 inches, 4 11/16 inches. Just 1 piece for the handle. So what you're going to do is, for this next step is, make sure that you have your fabric piece, the outer fabric, facing up, and then you place your lining on top. I'm going to slide this over a little bit and align it with my grids here. And then you're going to make a line here with your friction pen. So over here, I'm going to make about 5 inches. Okay, orbit, I know you want attention. Yeah, you smell that mint in my mouth. So you're going to leave 12.7 centimeters for the opening, and that's 5 inches. And the reason why we left this opening is because we're going to be turning the fabric inside out. So you're going to take your sewing pins and you're going to start to use your pin to secure both of the lining and also the fabrics together. So you're going to do that. So you're going to pin here, all the way down, go all around. So you come here and leave this opening here alone. As you can see, I finished placing the sewing pins to secure the fabric. And also I placed 2 sewing pins for outside to remind me that this is the area where I should not be sewing. So let's go to the sewing machine and start sewing. I'm here at the sewing machine. I removed, of course, the sewing pin out of the way, back stitch, and then continue to sew. So as you can see, we finished stitching all around. Now it's very important to start to cut the corners off gently. Make sure that you don't cut the thread. So all four. So once you finish cutting all four of the corners, then let me just get all these extra stuff out. Where we left the opening here, I'm gonna put my hands through and I'm gonna turn the fabric inside out. And then I'm gonna take my bone folder and I'm gonna work on the corners here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your iron. So as I mentioned, make sure that you iron your fabric very thoroughly on both sides to make sure that it's smooth. I'm gonna flip it over to the other side. Make sure that all the wrinkles are smoothed out. So once you have done that, the opening that we have here, we're gonna take it to the sewing machine and then we are going to stitch, I can't even speak today, but we're gonna top stitch right here to close that opening. So let's head over to the sewing machine. So here we are, and I'm gonna start to sew. Back stitch. So now that the fabric is nicely ironed and all the wrinkles have been removed, I'm going to fold it in half. Once I have it in half, I'm going to take my friction pen and then I'm going to mark here. This is the middle. All right. And then I'm going to open it up, and because I have this cutting mat, I can align the fabric. And once I align the fabric, I can pull out my ruler and make sure everything is nicely aligned, neat. So I'm going to be using this ruler here to help me make my line straight here. So I'm just going a couple of times just to make sure that it's marked. Now that it's nicely marked, I'm gonna slowly crimp it up. As you can see here. So I'm gonna take one of my fabric clips to kind of hold the fabric together. I mean, my clips are not as big or thick, but I'm working with what I have at home here. So this is what I'm gonna use to keep it together. And as you can see, eventually we're gonna have this sewn together. So now you're gonna take the small piece of fabric that we cut out to create the handle. So you're gonna fold it a little bit, as you can see here, and then give it a good press. And then once you have a good press, you're gonna do the same thing to the other side. You're gonna fold it and give it also a good iron here and give it a good press. So once these two areas are nicely ironed, we're gonna take it to the sewing machine and then we're gonna stitch here and then we're gonna stitch here. So let's go to the sewing machine. I'm here at the sewing machine and I'm gonna start to sew. So as you can see, we finished stitching across both sides. And what you can do is just lightly do the same thing on this end and then give it a nice good press. And then work on the other side. So once you finish doing that, we're going to take our fabric, and then I'm going to just remove the fabric clips. Take this piece of fabric, just place it around. It might be a little bit tight. Well, that's okay. And then I'm gonna make sure that the folded sides are in, and then take your fabric clips and clip them together. So once you finish clipping the fabric together, we're gonna take it to the sewing machine, and then we are going to top stitch here across to secure the fabric handle together. So let's go to the sewing machine. Okay, starting to sew. Now that we've finished stitching the handle together, now we're going to move on to the next step. I'm going to place these two fabrics together, and then you're going to start to clip the sides. So once you finish clipping both sides, you're going to take your ruler, and then you're going to measure the 23 centimeters, so that's 9 inches. Take my friction pen, and I'm going to make a marking over here. And then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Remove this out of the way. So that's going to be, again, 23 centimeters, and that's 9 inches. And then we're going to go and take it to the sewing machine. And then we're going to stitch here. And then we're going to stitch here. We're here at the sewing machine. And remember, where we made that marking here on the fabric, that's where we end our stitching. So let's start. Back stitch. Now that we've finished sewing both sides of our bag, next I'm going to move it like this. So we're going to take both of these ends, as you can see, make sure they're aligned, and then take our fabric clips, take one of the fabric clips, secure it, I'm going to do that here. And I'm going to do that in this side. And then we're going to take it to the sewing machine and stitch across. Okay, now I'm going to start to sew. So as you can see, we finished stitching the bottom. Now I'm going to create the box corner for the fabric. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to be measuring. This is going to be 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters is going to be 3.9 inches. So I'm aligning it, I'm making sure that this is even. Okay, got a little off here. Okay, and make the marking straight, and then do the same thing to this side, making sure. So once you made your marking, we're going to take it to the sewing machine and then you're going to stitch across. Okay, I'm going to start to sew. So as you can see, we finished sewing the corners to create the box corner. And now I'm going to turn the fabric inside out. Look how beautiful we created this beautiful bag. It's really nice. And we have finished making this beautiful, cute bag. So I hope everyone enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked the tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and your family. And if you're not a subscriber, click on the subscribe button and also click on the bell because YouTube will notify you every time I upload a new video. And also in the description box below, I have listed the measurements and the tools and where to purchase the tools that you need and the materials. And also keep reminded that this tutorial, you can customize it. You can make the bag bigger. You can make the handle more wider for your preferences. So until next time, bye.